Welcome back to 52 Weeks of Gaming. As always, I'm here to intro and then just pass it off to Nick and then do the normal stuff that happens every time, which all two of you that watch this are probably sick of me talking in the beginning. So yeah, I'm just going to hand it off to him. So this week is Absolver. Know nothing about the game as always, which is going to make this interesting as always. So, who knows what's going to happen? I think it's an online multiplayer game. I really have no idea what it is. It's on Game Pass, so I'm going to try it out. It looks like fun. So, yeah, let's just do that and wait and see. So Absolver is a game that came out originally in 2017 for the PC and the PS4. It's developed by a company called Slowclap and published, I should say, by Devolver Digital. Came out in the E3 of 2016 is when it was really shown off by Devolver Digital, and Slowclap is made up of ex-Ubisoft employees from Ubisoft Paris. And so they developed this game, and it became a bit of a surprise success for some people in 2017, and eventually it worked its way to Xbox at the beginning of this year, which it got put on Game Pass, and that's where Nick got it from. And so it's kind of a action fighting role-playing game. It's the best way to go and describe it, but I'm going to let Nick talk more about it in detail. So part of this whole, not knowing the game going into it means that I have no idea what I'm playing when I actually get into it. And that's really the case that happened this week with Absolver, because I just saw a photo of it and I saw that it was somewhat multiplayer, and I'm like, okay, cool. I guess it looks like you play as these different people and maybe you do something. I did not think it would be a fighting game. I guess that's my fault for, not realizing that just by looking at people and being like, I wonder how this is multiplayer. But that's my own thing, and as I've clearly stated plenty of times before how I feel about fighting games, so it was an interesting experience. Absolver is a game that kind of just throws you into it to figure out the story. You're this prospect, and you have to kind of like defeat these marks, as they're called, to become a peacekeeper. And one of the things that frustrates me and always intrigues me is the idea of learning the story as you're going, because in the very beginning you're not really given any details of what the story is, the background, anything like that, and then suddenly you're just kind of thrown into it and you're like, hey, go defeat these marks and you'll become an Absolver, and which is a peacekeeper of the world. But they don't explain how the world got to be how it is, where you are specifically in the world, and there's some pros and cons to that, because the pro is then you don't have to go and really build a backstory, and you can kind of make of it as what you want, and everything like that. But the con to it is that you don't have this whole background, and wanting people to be invested in the story and really connect to it is a bit difficult, because you don't have something for people to go and really connect to. So like when I'm playing it, I saw it as really just a fighting game. You can block other people's moves, which allows you to learn moves, and you build up your skills. So it's kind of like an RPG fighting game in that sense, because you level up and you get skill points, and you can put them towards what you want, like strength, dexterity, will, vitality, those sorts of things. And so you can kind of customize how you go and play and choose your moves, which are different strengths and damages, and you could do all these combos and things. So it's really intricate on that end, but it just felt like a fighting game to me. It didn't feel like anything that I really connected to, and so it made points where some of the marks, like at one point you have to fight two at the same time. That's just how it is. That's how the story that they kind of show you goes, that you have to fight two at once. And they were the last ones that I had to go and beat, because I had to level up so much, because I suck at fighting games and I needed to slowly whittle them down. And even though they're technically considered early on by how the numbering system goes, where you can do it out of order, I had to do them before the final boss as the last one because I didn't know what to like how to go and beat him. I really needed to get super strong, and like it was like a war of attrition, just slowly cracking at it. And then even the final boss that I will say I didn't go and beat yet because it gets to a point at the end where if your stamina isn't high enough, that the final boss just does this crazy combo once her health gets low enough, and so you have to be able to go and block it or dodge it. But if you don't have enough stamina, then she's gonna just break through your defense and go and do damage to you. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot to the game. There's a lot of things in it, and it is interesting and intriguing, and I'm glad I played it. And I'm always glad I go and play new games because I always learn something from them. But it's not something that at the end of it that I'm just like, oh yeah, I love this game. I can see why people would love this game because the art style is fantastic, the sounds with it, the overall idea of it's slightly multiplayer because you can partner up with people but not and have multiplayer matches online but still gain points to level up. Like there's all these things to it that make it so cool, but the lack of a story just really failed to make me invested in it. And that's just me. That's just my personal opinion on it. So you're talking about the fighting a lot. Who do you think would really want to go and play this game then? I think people who like fighting games should go and play this game. I think it's something that, because you have different moves and you can customize your movesets and combos and things like that, that it kind of separates it from things like Street Fighter, Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom, Blaze Blue, Dragon Ball, all of the fighting games that are out there, Smash, that because you can kind of customize your combos and your moves and make it your own. That is what makes it unique for a fighting game, and I really enjoy that aspect of it. And people who like good art, I mean, again, it's fantastic. It reminded me a lot, and I want to say it reminded me a lot, but I know that this technically came out first, but the art style reminded me of Ashen, because I played Ashen last year, so that's what I'm saying reminded me. But I think it was a really beautiful game itself, so I would say mainly people who like fighting games should be the ones to go and play it. Since you didn't beat the final boss, do you think you're going to go back and beat the final boss, or try to go and play more of the game? Yeah, I think I'm going to go back and beat the final boss. I mean, I want to. I hate leaving games unsettled. I have a horrible list right now of games that I need to go back and complete because I go and start and then just jump into something else because something else happens and I didn't complete. I mean, even looking back for how long it took me to get the final achievement in Halo 5 about doing all the collectibles, mostly because I was too lazy there to go and do it, but it was just because I got sidetracked with doing other things and just not having the time to really go back and do it, and the time needed to go and do it. So I think for something like this, I don't plan on fully perfecting it and mastering all the attacks and things, but yeah, I want to go and beat the final boss. So at least that's where I want to go and end it.